This is Ms. Morell here with your recap of instruction in 8th grade science for Wednesday and Thursday, October 21st and 22nd. Hope everything is going well for you guys. I hope you're gearing up for Halloween and Red Ribbon Week and all the fun stuff that the fall season brings. So let's talk a little bit about what we accomplished in class. We have definitely spent some time on convection currents, and we know that they apply they cause the forces acting on the tectonic plates to be unbalanced, so the plates move. We are pretty familiar with plate tectonics, the difference between plate tectonics and continental drift. We know all about Harry Hess and him dropping a sonar to map the ocean floor, where he discovered crazy big mountains and seafloor spreading. So we are pretty good with all of that. Coming up this next week, we'll talk about different kinds of plate interactions other than a divergent boundary. So we, as usual, did our warm-ups. We did a really nice teacher review of seafloor spreading, which is what Harry has discovered. So on this page, you can see that there is lots of information. It kind of summarizes Alfred Wegener's theory, then moves into Harry Hess's theory with lots of cool graphics that are very helpful. Again, this awesome graphic that Mr. Cook found that's just so cool. And then a really nice video kind of summarizing your journal notes for you. So as you are going through and working on the project that we assigned, these pages will be really, really helpful because your job is going to be to synthesize a lot of information down into one page. So be sure to go back and take a look at all of this information. There's lots of stuff in here. So check out these content pages and your science journal, of course, your virtual science journal. We also watched really cool video of pillow basalt forming at the ocean ridge, which is a lovely, lovely live video of the hot magma hitting that cold water and what that does immediately and the kind of rock that it forms. We recapped divergent boundaries and where we find them on Earth. And what sorts of landforms you find at those boundaries. So at an oceanic boundary, divergent boundary, you find mid-ocean ridges, volcanic mountain ranges. For example, the Mid-Atlantic Ridge that runs from Iceland almost down to Antarctica that Harry Hess discovered using his sonar. At a continental divergent boundary, you find a rift valley, like the Great African Rift Valley. As those plates move apart, the land in the middle sinks down and creates a valley. You can have volcanoes there, but very little magma escapes. And eventually, as they keep pulling apart, they'll probably fill up with water and become an inland sea. So there's lots of information in here about that boundary. And all of that information will be really, really helpful as you work on your project that we assigned. So each level of students has a different project. The one thing that all of the projects have in common is that you must use the platform Canva. You'll be designing an infographic to describe plate tectonics, the 3 types of boundaries, how the plates move relative to one another, and the landforms that can occur at each of those types of boundaries, and the famous scientists, the historical scientists and their discoveries, and the physics involved. So how do Newton's laws come into play? How are they causing the motion at each of those boundaries? So we're giving you lots of time to work on this. It's due on November 4th and 5th, depending on if you're A day or B day. So you have lots of time, and we're giving you class time, but do not put it off till the last minute. If you don't know how to use Canva, there's a tutorial video here for you to use. If you're unable to open it, see your teacher, because we have fixed that problem and now have a fix for everybody to use. So if you haven't started it, you should have at least the divergent boundary part of your project done already. And then finally, of course, the warm-up submission for this week, October 19th through 23rd. Please get it turned in. Please make a 100. We give you the answers in class. There's no reason not to. If you were absent or can't read your writing, click the explanation video here. You can still make a 100. All right, you guys, that's it for Wednesday and Thursday, October 21st and 22nd. Hope the rest of your week goes really, really well. And that should get you where you need to be.